Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ava and I'm here to talk about books. I know I recently did a book haul from Barnes & Noble. These are books that I actually bought before that trip to Barnes & Noble. These were books that I bought a month ago because let me tell you a little bit of a backstory. About a month ago, I built my dream bookcase, and I do want to make a video about that because I built it all from scratch and I'm in love with it. It's my favorite thing I've ever done in my entire life. It's my greatest achievement. So I really want to share it with you guys. But yeah, I haven't finished that video. In any case, once I built this bookcase, it's huge, okay? And it's pretty much empty because a little tidbit about another piece of backstory about me is that 4 years ago, I moved across the ocean. I moved from Europe to America, and I plan to live here for the rest of my life. So basically, I built my dream bookcase in my dream home, and it's empty because I had to leave all my belongings behind. I didn't bring a single book with me from Europe. So all of my collection, whatever I had over there, is all gone. And I had to start from scratch. So I'm not far along yet, just because I'm a pretty slow reader and life has been extremely busy. But like I said, ever since I built the bookcase, just because it looks so lonely and empty with not that many books, first thing I did after building it, I started Googling. And I live here in Tucson, Arizona. And so what I Googled was basically local secondhand shops for books. And I found 2. So I'm gonna make kind of a combined book haul from those 2 trips that I did. So the first trip that I did was to Bookmans on River. And if you don't live here in Tucson, that's irrelevant information for you. But if you do live here, I'm sure you've been there before because the Bookmans shop is really famous. I mean, it's incredible. It's so big. It's so beautiful. The items there are so curated. Like it's not just a bookshop. It's an experience is what it is. And the first time that I went there, I bought some books, and then I came home and I told my husband, I was like, oh my God, that shop is incredible. You have to visit it as well. So I brought him with me for him to check it out as well. We went there as if like we're going to a museum or something. It was such a fun experience. And on that second trip, I bought a few more books. So now I have like a bit of a stack to share with you guys. But my thought behind it was to go to a secondhand bookstore to get cheaper books to make my empty bookshelves a little less empty. And actually, because in my head I thought it's a secondhand bookshop, I thought everything's gonna be a lot more affordable than it was. Yeah, my first review of Bookmans on River is that it's amazing. It's a great experience. And it's also like a little pricey. So I don't know how often I can afford to go there, but we'll see. I want to start sharing with you a few things. So the first thing on the pile was I really wanted to get a book by Stephen King because I only read a few novels by him and all of them I love. Like I love whole horror genre. I love the idea behind just Stephen King's creations, right? And so many novels and books of his got turned into movies. I watched every single one of those. And yeah, I just really appreciate this man for writing all these amazing books. And I actually watched the movie Misery, which was based on this novel right here. And I loved it so much. The story is incredible. So I just kind of wanted to buy this book because I never read it and I wanted to read and experience the original of where that story was born and just kind of immerse myself into it. It's a horror story about this lady who's obsessed with the writer because she loves the books she writes, and then one day she sort of kidnaps him and a lot of shit goes down. So I'm really excited to read this one for my series Dark Pages because that's where I uncover the stories that have the most vicious killers and psychopaths in it. I think I'm gonna save it for winter read though, because from the movie that I remember, it was set in winter. There was snow. So I wanna make it all vibey and read it in a bit of a colder season, because right now it's August in Tucson. So we're talking 3 digits, okay? We're talking 110-degree weather. That is crazy. All right, another book that I found there. This one I was also looking specifically. My idea was to get American Psycho because this is one of the best books I've ever read. I really, really like it. And I love the movie as well in a different way, but just as much. This was one of the books that I had to leave behind in my collection when I was still living in Europe, and I was so sad to say goodbye to it. But again, books just are not something that you're gonna bring to you when you're moving across continents because they weigh a lot and they can always be repurchased. So, you know, this one was $9 and it seems like a really good quality. To be honest, feels brand new. So I'm really excited to have it on my shelves and give it a reread. I miss the story so much, so I'm really excited about it. I also got Paradise Lost by John Hamilton, and I found this one. It's a little more used. It has a bit of a yellow pages, but it was only $6. So that was a great find. And I heard basically every YouTuber that talks about books has mentioned this book in one way or another. So I feel like it's one of those classics that I just really want to know what it's about. I just need to know, read it, and just get it over with already. It's supposed to be based on the creation story of Adam and Eve, and it sounds cool. I don't know. I'm excited about it. This one, I also went to Bookmans with the goal of finding a book by Murakami. And just because, again, it's one of those authors that every book talk, no, I'm not on TikTok, BookTube person talks about. Like, it's like everyone has a version of this guy's book and they find a novel that they love. They had a few of his books in Bookmans, and I just chose the thinnest one and the cheapest one just because it's my introduction to the author and his style of writing. So I really didn't want to overthink it, and I just kind of grabbed the first one that was available, and this is the miso soup. I'm pretty sure that's also a famous one, so I don't know. I'll see if it's something for me, and if I want more of this author, I'll get more books. And this one was $8.50. Really cool. I don't know. Yeah, cheap little book. Looks very spicy. There's like a half-naked lady on the cover. So we'll see if that's interesting. Another one that I got was The Monk by Matthew Lewis. Sorry, I don't know that by heart, so I have to read the cover to know what I bought. It says that it's about diabolical decline of Ambrosio, a Capuchin monk who succumbs to temptations offered by Matilda, a young girl who has entered his monastery disguised as a boy. I don't know, it just sounds like a very unique story, and if it has good writing in it, I think it has the potential to be one of my favorite books I've ever read. I don't know, it's really cool. I'm personally pretty interested in books that have like a religious motif and are also weird and like could be scary and stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I've never heard of this book before. I'm looking for a price though, and I don't see a price. So I actually have no idea how much I paid for it. Maybe $10. I don't know. All right, and another find at the Bookmans was Moby Dick by Herman Melville. And this is one of the books that everyone knows, everyone's heard about, and I had it back in Europe on my bookshelves, but I've never read it. So I actually just wanted to repurchase it because I knew from back in the day that I was at some point interested in reading it and picking it up and just understanding what this super famous classic book is about. But also, I picked it up at Bookmans right now just because I feel like I might still be able to read it this year. It feels like such a summer read because it has ocean theme in it. So if I'm gonna read it this year, it's gonna have to be in August. And if not, then I'll have to delay it until next year. which is fine. Again, I just kind of wanted more books on my shelves, so I don't mind having this one. And I recently went to San Diego for a vacation, right before I went to Bookmans, like a weekend before. And it's, you know, it's a beach town, and I had the best freaking time walking on the pier every day, going to ship museums and just experiencing all that like marina life, that when I saw this book in Bookmans, I was like, you know what? I'm really in the mood for this. I want to have this. But then it's been a month and I haven't picked it up. So I'm just hoping that that mood and energy of being in San Diego will come back to me, and I'll pick this book when I'm really feeling like being by the water. And this one I found for $10. So again, not bad, and it feels brand new. Seems like a good quality, and yeah. I also wanted to go to Bookmans and find a book by Dostoevsky, because I read a few transcripts, like we in Eastern Europe, where I'm from, obviously, I'm pretty sure everyone in the world, but we especially, because we used to be a part of Russia, where I'm from, we learn a lot about Russian authors in school. And I've never read like a full book. A lot of Dostoevsky books were a part of high school curriculum. Why am I having such a hard time talking? I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so there were Hello. Yeah, so Russian authors are a huge part of high school literature class. And so yeah, I just wanted to have one full book and read it from cover to cover to just sort of understand whether I like it or not. And this is the one I found. This was the only one in Bookmans that they had by this author, and it seems like a really big read. I don't know when I'm gonna be mentally ready for this, but the cover is so beautiful. Do you not agree? Oh my gosh, I love the red and gold. It looks really cool. And this one I found for $10 again, and yeah, looks brand new, looks never touched. So whoever gave it away, they guess they didn't find time to read this one. And I don't think I even said the name of this one. It's The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I don't think today's speech is gonna happen for me. I'm so sorry, you're just gonna have to accept it. Browsing the shelves at Bookmans, I also found this book, and I don't want to read it. That's not why I bought it. It's Masterpieces of Art by William Blake. And it has really dramatic art by this one person. Like the whole book, let me just show you some pictures. This whole book is just art by this one person. And I never heard of him, never saw a single painting of him, but when I picked this book up, I fell in love with the colors and the style, art style. And what I wanted to do, because it's full of pictures, I kind of wanted to make just bookmarks out of this book. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah, I just thought I'm gonna rip a page out, fold it whatever to the prettiest pieces, and I don't have any bookmarks. As someone who reads books, I think I should really have bookmarks. Holy shit, look at this guy. Look at him being all dramatic. Yeah, I don't know. I just loved the idea of that, so I'm gonna try and make a few bookmarks. So these two sounded really cool. They have many reviews on Goodreads. So these are really famous books, apparently, that I've never heard before joining BookTube. The ideas sound cool, so many people love them, and I happen to find them used for very affordable prices. So the 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, that one I found for $8 only. And then Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, this one I found for $7.50. And these two look really used. They look like they've been read and loved. And the last book I found in Bookmans was this. I didn't know anything about this author. This is We Can Never Leave This Place by Eric LaRocca. Never heard about this author. I was just kind of browsing the shelves and I saw this cover and I thought it looks really cool and dramatic. And when I read the description on the back, it sounded really cool, like very horror, very weird kind of book, and I already read it. It's really only, how many pages? I think it's less than 100 pages. Yep, 97 pages. Pretty much I gave it 4 stars. I thought it was really, really good. I just thought this author has a really distinguished and very, very nice voice. So if you happen to find this book somewhere, yeah, and if you like horror and kind of weird, gory books, you might enjoy this. And I found this for $7. So that was my haul from Bookmans. And yeah, like I said, I don't know, it felt like, when I said overpriced, I just thought there were so many books that I did not buy, because when I would pick it up, it would be more expensive than you could get online, like on Amazon. It would say new on it, and the price tag would be way, way higher. It would be like $20 or even more on a lot of them. So these were the only ones that I found that were not new. But like I said, in my head, I just kind of imagined that it's a only used bookstore and it would be very affordable, but that was not the case. It actually is a pretty big mixture between used and new books. The bookstore is really overwhelming though. I don't know. There were a lot of people who came there with an idea of like treasure hunting, and I could not be further from that mentality. I don't know. Treasure hunting, I started treasure hunting for like an hour, first hour that I was in the store. And it got so exhausting. I think I found one book in that time that I was like, oh, cool. Like I found one that I'm interested in. But it's just, there's so many different ones. And I had to pull each one out, flip it, find the description of what the book is about. It was just so exhausting when you don't know what you're looking for. So yeah, I don't know. At some point I just got so tired that I just pulled up my Goodreads list of books that I want to read, like on my wish list, right? And I just found a book. I was like, okay, 100 Years of Solitude. What's the author's name? Let's find this book. And so then I went to the shelves, alphabet letter of the, author's last name. And I was like, is he here? Is he here? And then found it. So that was my only way to be able to find books that I actually want to read and want to have in my collection. Yeah, because otherwise it's just too much choice in my head. For me personally, it was just so much that I had to stop randomly browsing, and I just had to be like, okay, wish list, let's go find these. So yeah, I don't know, share your experience. What do you have a Bookmans in your town, or do you like the store? What do you think about it? Do you find treasures in there if you go on treasure hunt? All right, and the secondhand bookshop that I found that I really wanted to visit because it had great reviews on Google Maps was Shoppe 2. And that one was on La Cañada Drive in Oro Valley. So super nice area. Just, I don't know, everything about it. When I just pulled up to a parking lot, it all was so nice and cozy. Like you can see the mountains. If you've been to Oro Valley, you know how beautiful it is. So I loved that part of it. And when I walked through the door, I was really, really surprised. The shop is the tiniest little thing ever. It reminded me, honestly, of my high school library. I went to a local, really small high school growing up, and yeah, there basically one classroom of that high school was turned into a library, and that's, yeah, you just walk in and there are a few shelves to your sides, and that's it. So this bookshop was that. It was truly the tiniest thing. It was so cute, and let me tell you, the most adorable part of it. So there were 2 elderly ladies in the shop. I guess they were running the shop. One of them was in the back area. She was organizing books, and then the other was a cashier. I was the only client in the shop, and they were just chatting with each other, and they were so cute. One of them came up to me, and she had a little plastic bag of chocolates. She brought it from home, and she goes, Well, it's 3 o'clock and we always eat a chocolate at 3 o'clock. Do you want one? And it was truly the most adorable thing ever. So these ladies that should be retired, but they're hanging out in this bookshop, they just like eat chocolates at 3 p.m. I thought that was so heartwarming and so cute. So now let me share a few of the books that I found there. So yeah, this one is 7 Dirty Secrets by Natalie D. Richards, and this was my first time reading something from this author and I really enjoyed it. I already read it. I have a vlog of me reading it on my channel, so you can go watch it if you're interested, but this is one of like a darker crime thriller. It was a really cool book and I had a great time with it, and again, just $3. It's awesome. Another book that I found there was The Art of Rivalry by Sebastian Smee. And this is a nonfiction book and it's supposed to be about like artists, painters that lived together at the same time and kind of had a competition running, which blew my mind. Just this description alone blows my mind that, for example, Degas and Monet lived at the same time and they knew of each other and they were in each other's lives in some type of way. Artists of today that we know of, like, I don't know who, famous singers, right? Like Taylor Swift and Kanye West. They know each other. They know of each other. They had beef with each other. And it's just like, for some reason, that in my head only existed after internet was invented. I don't know, how about you? But before internet, people, artists, famous people knew of each other, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited to learn about it. I also found this book there about art as well. So someone must have gotten rid of their art book collection, and yep, $3 as well. This one, again, I just finished reading, I think on Thursday. Yeah, this one, 5 stars. Love this book so much. Really great read. And this one is also a nonfiction book about the value of art. And yeah, the author explains so well about why some paintings cost so much and what the dealers and the art collectors look for in a painting and why they pay egregious amounts of money. And it was really cool to learn about all that. All right, we're keeping with the theme of nonfiction. I found, mostly I found nonfiction books in this little bookshop. Yep, $3 as well. We the Corporations by Adam Winkler. And this one attracted my attention because, I guess it's a critique on how the USA has turned from we the people and caring about people, and how it just kind of became a nation who bends over backwards for corporations like Apple, Amazon, and we just all have to revolve our lives around all these billionaires and their businesses, and how fucking annoying it is. Anyway, yeah, someone wrote a book about it and I'm interested if I can learn something new from that. And then the last book I found there, this one is not $3, $6. And this one is a sci-fi book. I don't have too many of those. I actually don't think I have a single sci-fi book on my shelves as of right now. And I really do. I love sci-fi genre, horror sci-fi in a movie. I'm not sure. I don't think it's horror. I'll have to look more into it. But just the description about this book intrigued me enough to pick it up. So this is supposed to be about a comet that threatens to wipe out whole humanity, all life on Earth, and then a few people like assemble a team and try to figure out how to stop it and save human race. But from the description, it seemed like it's gonna have a bit like a darker undertone. Not sure if it's gonna be more adventure leaning or more like funny, easy read. I have no idea what I'm in for, but I don't know, because I like sci-fi and I just don't have anything right now. I got excited to find one book that I can put on my shelves. Wow, that looks so much cozier already. I love it. Yeah, slowly but surely. I think I'm gonna have like a little bit of a book buying ban for next few months, just because, well, I need to read all of these, right? In any case, if any of these books sounded interesting to you, be sure that I'm gonna make reading vlogs and, you know, book reviews for all of these books that I'm gonna read in the future. So please subscribe and come back to my channel. And other than that, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.